Although mood boards are arguably one of the most important parts of the design process, very few designers actually know how to create them, how to curate them, and how to use them with clients for the completion of projects. Hello, my name is Andrea, and I am an interior designer who enjoys to share the behind the scenes of practicing interior design. So if you enjoy the design process, keep watching and let's dive right in. I am building this in Rayon. There is a link in the description to create a free account and follow along while you watch. When we start a project, the very first step is gathering the inspiration that we're going to use as a base point or as a foundation to develop a concept and build a space that is connected to the people that are going to occupy the space. If it is your first time hearing about a mood board for interior design, it is essentially a compilation of images. You could say that it's similar to a collage, but in a more organized way, in where we actually display visually what is the intent of the vibe, the mood, and the atmosphere that it's going to be lived in that new space that you are designing. Not all mood boards are created equally, which is why it's super important to know what are the types of mood boards that exist and what is the order at which we should create them as designers. Now, you might be thinking that creating a mood board is a very simple thing to do, since it's only gathering images together and showing the client the concept, space. But it really is more complicated than that. In fact, sometimes you do a mood board that doesn't really convey what you're trying to express as a designer, your client can take it in the wrong way and they could even reject your concept just because probably you were not explaining yourself correctly. I'm here in Rayon. We're going to create a new model from scratch. You can click here on new model, or you could also come here to the top right corner and click on new model. So here on the left menu, you can choose from the model canvas or the paper canvas. The model canvas would be the space where you're actually going to be building your space, a floor plan, elevation section, etc. The paper canvas are your actual sheets of paper that you're going to be putting on your floor plan. And on the paper canvas, you normally would add a mood board or your annotations and things like that. For the mood board, because it's mainly images and we're doing this on 1:1 scale, we are going to be using the paper canvas. So we're going to click on paper, and then it's going to tell you that your paper canvas does not contain any pages, which is not a problem because we're going to create a new page. So we click there. If you want to add more pages, you go here to the layers and you're just going to click on plus and then page. It's going to add a new page. Now, if you want it, you could also change and modify the size of the page. Here on their page, under format, you can change that to whatever you want. If you work with imperial or with metric, that's totally fine. You could also do a custom size. For me right now, I'm not actually going to bother with that. We are here looking at a blank page. This can be super intimidating. Very first thing that I want you to think about is, what is that feeling that you're trying to convey within the space? Now, this is something that you may already know, or you may actually have to talk to your client to figure that out together. A common mistake that I see is designers diving right into materials right away when they start a new project. This is not helpful in any way because you cannot choose a material without knowing why are you choosing that material. There must be a why behind that selection. Otherwise, what ends up happening is that you will start getting overwhelmed with different materials, different options, different colors, and it'll be really difficult to identify the right materials or right textures, fabrics, furniture, so on and so forth. So very first thing is finding that vibe for your space. Right now, we're going to do a mood board for a residential space for a client who wants their home to be calm, but at the same time, very luxury. That's where your first mood board comes along. And this mood board only includes images that are very conceptual. If I'm making a mood board, I don't want to see any images of interiors. I'm not jumping onto that stage just yet, but rather I'm trying to convey the idea of the atmosphere that is going to be lived in. There are many images that convey that mood. It could be images of nature. I like to use images of other design disciplines. So just think about abstract imagery that have nothing to do with interior design. That's really the rule if you want to think about it that way. What I like to do is I like to use Pinterest or anywhere where you like to get your inspiration images from. You could also use Cosmos and type in that vibe that you're trying to feel. So for example, if I type in quiet luxury vibe because I'm trying to go for a quiet luxury. There are also images of interiors. I don't want to be looking at that. But for example, this image really gives me that, you know, quietness. This gives me like a relaxed feel. I also see images of fashion. Here, this image of a coffee with some chairs, which is giving me that like, you know, luxury, relaxed moment, almost like a vacation vibe. If you get this part of the process right, the design process will be very seamless from here. Even this image of the ocean is saying something. So the idea is to find imagery that are actually speaking an emotion. I also like to use a lot of like human figures because at the end of the day, client wants to kind of like imagine themselves in that environment. Women's hands. I also like to use a lot of jewelry for spaces that are very delicate. So there are two ways that you can transfer your images from Pinterest to Rayon. The first one would be to save the image into your computer, and then you will come to Rayon, and then you're gonna go here to the hamburger menu, and you're gonna click on import, and you're gonna import the image. So once the image comes to your canvas, you can resize it, you can cut it, and you can just place it there. The other alternative, which is the easiest one, would be to right click and copy the image, go back to Rayon, Control V as in Victor, or you could right click and paste it. Now this image, I would like to crop it, so I'm going to click Control. And while I'm clicking Control, I'm just going to reduce here Command if you are on a Mac. So this space is going to be super feminine. I've only added 2 imagery, but I can already see that this space is a home that's going to be feminine. You have a lot of, you know, like whiteness, detail, luxury, elegant, opulence. All those descriptions are going to help you find the right imagery, which is why it's super important to talk to your client about, you know, what they really want the vibe of the space to be. So we're going to keep looking for imagery. For a lot of projects, I like to use nature a lot. Us human beings feel our best when we are surrounded by nature. So having natural elements will always make you feel in peace, relaxed, calm, especially for a residential environment. Now, the million-dollar question would be, how many images is best? There's no number really, but what I like to do sometimes is just do 4 images that are super strong in conveying that concept. Now, another approach would be to use a mood board for every space that you're designing. So you can have a mood board for the bathroom, another for the kitchen, but making sure that all of those images are connected in some way. I really want to incorporate some sort of jewelry or pearls because with this client, they want it to be elegant. And we all know that jewelry is super elegant without screaming luxury. Now, I feel like this image is very similar to this one, so I'm just going to get rid of that one and find something different. With the mood board creation process, it's going to be a trial and error. So you might find the images that you're looking for right away. There are times that I've spent days, and I'm not even kidding you, looking for the right imagery. Because once you show that imagery to the client, you actually have to explain why you're making those choices. And you need to make the connection between that image, that it's not an interior design image, with the actual interior that you are designing. Now for me, these images, they are good as they are. If you want to further edit your images, you could also do that. So you could click on them and here click on edit. You could also right click and here rotate it, flip it. You could arrange it, bring it to the back or to the forth if you're overlapping images. You could hide them, lock them. You could also download them onto your computer. And here on the right side, you have additional features that you can use to keep modifying your image. So you could add the stroke, or if your image has a background that you don't want. For example, if you're downloading an image of a furniture piece and you want to remove the white background, you can here click on remove background. You can upscale it. One thing that I will do for sure is I will add the description of these spaces, sensations that I'm trying to evoke with these images, because this is going to help me explain the client what are those emotions I'm trying to convey and why am I choosing these images for that. After we have chosen imagery from that mood board, we're actually going to transfer those images into actual images of either entire spaces or even just parts of space that are going to help us show the client a reference of what their space will look like. This is my process of creating mood boards, not the only way of doing it, but after years of experimentation, projects completed, and many mistakes along the way, I can say that this is one of the most effective ways of navigating the design process in the initial stages. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below, and I will see you the next time. Bye bye.